Hi everyone. My name's Tim.
Hi everyone, my name is Richard.
Hi everyone. My name is Joseph Andrew Mother effing Curtis.
We're here with episode 2 of a show we haven't figured out the title of yet. Being as we are growing, budding, sapling freelance videographers, we've been looking at indie works and discussing them and their intricacies. We finished last week taking a look at Spider-Man Lotus. It was what it was. And this week, we are looking at horror shorts. How many did you bring to the table, Jack? Rich flipped us off and said, I'm not bringing any. F you guys.
I got one. One's just enough for me.
How many did I get? All right, hold on.
You probably got like 5 or 6.
I have... No, not... Well, actually, yeah. That might be around what I brought to the table. That could very well be. Well, if I'm the only one who brought more than one, I guess I should go first, since apparently I brought the main course while everyone else
Yes.
Jack brought hors d'oeuvres and Rich brought water. All right.
I brought myself.
That's
enough of a horror show. I brought myself.
This first one, I can't remember when I first saw it. It's called Portrait of God.
There.
Yeah.
A jib a jab.
Jibba jab. Hopefully I got all of my OBS settings right here.
Ooh, Bible.
Uh-oh.
Have you seen this yet, Tim? Or no?
I have seen this one, yes.
Okay.
Spooky Exodus.
Well,
Starting with Bible quotes, so you know it's scary.
Oh, yeah. You know some freaks are about to come out now. This is
still
sick,
see your
though.
head.
Yeah, this is sick, though. I do like this already, though.
8, 9.
What does God look like?
She looks like
I'm
a
going to
former
show you a
manager of mine.
painting, or rather, a photograph of a painting. Just take a moment and stare at it.
I see a booger.
What do you
Okay, it's
see?
gone.
I'm like shrinking windows on the
answer
fly
is
here.
nothing if it just looks black to you. Don't worry, that's what I see too. But that's
What'd you
not
say
what
about black
everyone
people?
sees. The painting I've chosen for this project is titled Portrait of God. While most viewers see nothing, some insist they see a person in the darkness, one that they can describe and draw out with consistent details.
It's a man, or close to a man.
Wrinkled, skinny.
Really skinny.
He looks skinny. He's smiling.
He's grinning. He smiles down at us.
Almost looks like the corners of his mouth got smudged.
Like he's wearing a mask.
It's too wide. And his eyes,
He's looking down with wow. His eyes are big.
they're big. They've got this glint in them.
This speckle of light in them. Honestly, it's unsettling. Of course, it's frightening. That kind
I'm not gonna lie, I'm already spooked, guys.
I don't like
I saw something, I think, on the left side.
I don't like it.
Maybe that's just lights.
Beautiful.
I don't like those
Maybe
2 lights in the
it's just a
corner.
trick of the light. Maybe they're seeing something they want to see. But how are their descriptions so consistent? Maybe they really are having a religious experience. And why does God appear to them and not us?
I know, Richard. I'm like holding my. I'm like, ugh. Oh, the lights are gone. Did you see that? The eyes. There were eyes there in the corner. They're gone now.
Bro,
And don't-
I'm not lying. I have my head here because, like, I'm not kidding when I say I'm spooked. I'm not lying.
Is there
What
someone
does
behind
God
you? I
look
can't.
like?
tell.
I'm being dead serious. Like,
I'm going to show you a painting. or
Ugh.
rather,
I'm going
a
back away
photograph
from the
of a
screen.
painting. Just take a
I swear there
moment
was an
and
image
stare.
of what was happening behind her, and then it was on the projector. I swear I thought I saw that. Much is left. Oh my god, we're still. I see the eyes. That was smart. That was good. I noticed that from. That's so creepy. I hate that kind of stuff.
oh, nah. Nope. Bro, I'm finna take my headphones off, bro. I can't. Oh my god. No.
See, but it's working. Like, it's getting under your skin.
Nah. Nope. No. Oh god. Nope.
No.
Nope. Headphones off. Sorry.
Happy Halloween, everyone.
Oh. Nope.
That's supposed to be God. He's ugly.
Turn the light on, girl. What you doing?
Oh, you're right
god.
behind.
No. No. Oh. Oh. Still there. Oh.
I'm good.
Oh,
course, the
nah. Nope.
lights.
It's
That's
a wrap.
such like a that's a
GG's.
lights out visual.
GG's. God got you, buddy.
I knew the lights in the corner were something. I just knew it. I always look for that stuff in horror films.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Bro.
God.
It's too dark.
It's smart though. I love stuff like that. Oh. Ugh.
No! Stop.
I love that shot. That's a really good.
Bro.
Love that stuff.
No.
Anything but the shoes.
Oh.
You can take anything, just not my shoes.
Bro. Stop.
I love the music.
The music is very good, yes. It's funny because you almost don't even like notice it. It fits so naturally.
Yeah, that's the best type of music when it just blends in with what you're seeing. Right in front of her.
Oh,
face.
nope,
Yeah.
nope. Not happening. Sorry. Oh! That little nasty hand. Got that Palpatine hand. Oh.
This kind of reminds me of Pennywise from It.
Yeah, I had that same thought.
Mm.
The lights in the mouth.
Is it like an alien? Oh, nah.
Oh, what the? Oh, I feel like holding onto it so tight. 3 hours later. Cue the SpongeBob. Richards. Oh. God, it's about. Okay, is that it? Oh my God, it's just suddenly. Okay.
Yo, the lights are coming on. The lights are coming on, guys.
Oh. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a good night.
I'm having fun already, man.
This is a great start, man. That was a great start.
Yeah, I really like this one.
Yeah, nope. Nope.
All
You're gonna have some lovely dreams.
Nope.
right, Rich. You're
every
first.
every light in the whole house just came on. Nope. Not happening. Sorry. Nope. Nope. I do not. I told y'all I don't do scary stuff. That is not me. Okay. My humanity aside, from a technical level, so many things were done well, really, really well. The lighting was really well executed.
Oh yeah.
From beginning to end. From the color choice to the way that they actually sculpted the light, what they did, even just the subtle things as far as using the laptop, and I wonder what light they actually used for that. But using that and that light coming upward, you know, which creates that really unsettling, really unflattering light. It was really, really effective. It was really, really smart. What they did of course, those really beautiful shots when she's like in the complete dark, alone, and we get those long shots, really isolating, really haunting, really beautiful. That was great. What they did as far as even with the what do you call it, like the eyes and the figure, right, showing up was
Honestly, I love that.
yeah, that was crazy. That was really great. The slow burn of the thing, I think that the pacing was really, really good. They did a great job of really layering the tension, layering the fear.
Mhm.
I think also the score matched really, really well in creating that uneasiness, but even beyond just uneasiness, but there was also this like haunting beauty to it as well that I think played really well with the narrative of people seeing this really creepy, unsettling thing, but they can't look away, something that's, so all in all, I felt like it was really, really strong. It freaked me the hell out immediately, which was great. And I feel like to me the weakest aspect of it was literally just the acting. Personally,
Really?
I think
That's a little
that
surprising.
yeah, I think that overall was a strong performance, but there were some moments, and you know what, I should clarify. The things that kind of confused me about it was I couldn't quite tell if whether or not the decisions were whether or not the problem I had was an acting decision, a directing decision, or an editing decision. Because there were some moments, especially in the beginning, where it just felt more like amateur, and not in a way of like, oh, okay, this is just a girl doing like a podcast or something like that.
Like the acting
There's
felt amateur at the beginning?
well, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not sure whether or not it was because of like the acting choice, or whether or not it was the way she was directed, or whether or not it was written that way.
I think I'm going to defend that in a minute, but keep going.
It was just weird for me, but not weird in the other like 80% kind of way. It was like the beginning. Yeah, the beginning, it just had like a weird spot that I was like, okay, like this is because it just didn't fit. It didn't fit the tone of everything else. It was like just weird splotch, like moment or two. Yeah, where it was like, okay, it's like a weird pause. It doesn't feel unsettling. It just feels like I'm just like, did they mean to like not cut that there, or like what was that supposed to be? So that was like the only thing that got me. And again, that was like pretty much right at the beginning. Everything.
See, I think I know
past
what that
point-
was, and I'm going to defend that too if it's what I think it was.
Okay. Yeah, that's basically it though. I feel like overall it was super strong. And even with that, it was strong from the beginning. The vibes were super crazy, and yeah, I'd never watch it again, but it was great.
I'll go now, because I got to defend a couple things. One, I'm actually going to defend the acting on this, because this girl's playing a student who's like compiling a report, and she's making like a recording. And usually when people do stuff like that, they're like, she's going through information, and also she's like a kid. Like I remember a very specific school project that was me like recording into a tape recorder when I was younger, and it was awkward as hell. Like I my voice was like stilted, and I didn't know what, like, it just, I felt like she did a pretty good job kind of like portraying that, honestly, like natural bit of stiltedness that comes with kind of like recording yourself while you're going through information, because she's like talking about these documented cases of people who say they saw the face of, or the portrait or the face of God. Excuse me. The cuts that you're referring to, if I recall correctly, I want to say, and I guess I can't say this without pulling it back up, which I'll do if I have to.
Please don't.
I
will take your word for it, bro.
I think the cuts you're referring to at the beginning, where you're like, what are we doing? This is kind of close, are the same ones where Joseph is going, are those eyes? Did I see eyes? They're the shots that are making the audience question themselves. And I think you two got two completely different things out of it. During that time, Joseph was like, did those lights move? Were those eyes? What was that? And you were more along the lines of like, I don't know if it's because you were kind of like in anticipation, like, I don't even know if I want to look at this, you know, all this. But I think those were the same moments. And I think Jack, no offense to you, I think Jack saw what you didn't. Jack saw the eyes. Jack saw the flickering lights. And Jack was having like that bit of self-doubt where he's like, oh, it was a tech thing. It was nothing. But it wasn't. It was intentional. It was designed to make you second guess what you thought you saw. And it turns out that whatever this thing is in there with her. I like when it's pulled off well, and it's hard to pull off well. I don't know exactly how to say the word, Eldritchian horror? Like cosmic horror, so to speak, I guess is the way to put it. Like,
yeah, this was definitely that.
Yeah, and it almost feels like a light version of that in a way. And cosmic horrors, it's hard to pull off because cosmic horror is very unique in that it generally deals with something of such malicious intent that exposure to the force of it or the creature or the being makes one insane. It drives one mad. And I think this did a really good job in conveying that. Like, the score is one of those things that I would say in the best of ways, I almost didn't even notice it because it so naturally fit in with everything that was going on. I will say if I could nitpick one thing is it's one of those things in a lot of horror, what you don't see is almost always scarier. And I'm not saying they should not have shown the being. I think what they did show was scary. But part of me can't help but think to myself, okay, like if the DP just went and focused on the monster, would it actually be that freaky looking? I actually think the monster is scarier out of focus than he would be in focus.
Yes.
No, yeah.
He was way scarier
when like you think.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what it actually looks like. And that's what's more like, if I had to go back and create or take a note, I'd be like, what if it was just the eyes? Like it's just the eyes, and sometimes you see it in focus, sometimes you don't see it in focus.
Bro,
like
when it was on that screen, I was like, I can't do this, bro.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
I still remember the
had to take the
feeling I had
headphones off, bro.
the first time I saw it and the screen goes up, but the eyes aren't moving with it. I was like, this is terrifying, but like in a good way. Like it was just so creatively done.
no, yeah, those are the best. That's what's missing in horror. Horror is like just the sheer. Because I feel like horror. I'm not saying it's easy to make, but people have tropes and people stick to them and do it like 50 of those in a year. And then you'll find those really rare, creative, and not just like it's an artsy fartsy film where it's super boring and has a very bizarre ending that doesn't make any sense, but it's for the arts. Like it's either one of those. It's either utter or it's an A24 movie that goes over people's heads and it doesn't make any money. Or it's a good A24 film. And then you'll have the artsy people being like, it's great. And then the other people who are like the normal audience members being like, I guess I'll just watch Scary Movie 5 or Scream 1 or 5 or whatever. So I think seeing something like this in a short form it brings hope because I want to see more stuff like that. Like that's an idea that I feel like a studio could look at and be like, we should make a movie about that. Like that's why I love these short film ideas because I mean you get something like Lights Out that turned into this.
I was actually
big
just about to ask you, did you see the Lights Out short film?
I did. I saw it before the film came out, and I was like,
what do you think was better, the movie or the short?
Oh, the short, hands down. The short, hands down. It was still a
Okay.
good film, though. I enjoyed the film because it was literally like, it's funny. The short was like 5 minutes, maybe, but the movie was like 75 minutes. I
It's
was
not
like, that's
long.
it's not, because, and that's what I liked about it. It just got to the point. It gave you characters that you cared about in a terrible situation, had a fantastic opening that paid an homage to the first film. I mean, the first short film. And I really feel like Hollywood should really tap into that more often, which they do. Like, they actually, it's
And
pretty
it's
common for them to
PG-13,
look-
so Rich, you'll be fine.
You,
Nope.
I would do a
Nope.
reaction to that one.
Shorts have the advantage of just kind of like leaving the viewer on edge because it's a short by nature. When a short has a cliffhanger ending, we kind of forgive it. But when a movie does it, we're less forgiving of it, I think.
Well,
I-
it's because it's money we spent and it's more time that we spent.
Yeah, we
watching
invested
it.
more
Yeah.
time in it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not expecting a happily ever after from a 7-minute short film. I'm kind of expecting to be left with some kind of lingering question.
Well, actually, be devil's advocate real quick. I don't know if it's a cliffhanger, but have you ever seen The Ring?
No.
No.
Okay, because
Rich.
I will say this.
No.
I've
No.
heard about
Never.
it.
No
Remember that-
shot.
Oh, yo, yeah. Nope.
It's.
Nope.
I don't want to say it's a cliffhanger, but it's not necessarily giving a spoiler because I'm not really giving you an exact situation. But it's one of those films where you think it's over, but it's not.
Is there like
Like,
another
you
20
think-
minutes or
It's like another 5 or 6.
Oh.
And it's like you think everything's okay. And because I don't know if you would qualify that as a cliffhanger, but I do like films that, specifically horror. I don't know why, but maybe it's just because I'm messed up. I love it when the evil wins, because those are the films
interesting.
that typically haunt you.
like
Those
Drag
are
Me
the
to Hell
films-
type of things?
Yes.
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
think it's all okay. And then the last 10 seconds, it's like, what the?
You're
I love
not
stuff like
okay.
that.
It depends for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, it feels too cruel. And like,
Mhm.
not just cruel, but needlessly cruel. Like,
I get that.
it'll be a movie about like a girl who's been through like a bunch of abusive and a horrible dad and got rung through the foster care system, and then she gets trapped with some freakazoid killer, and then you think she won and got out, and then like, surprise, she's dead. Movie over. Go home. Why am I
Got 'em.
supposed to feel good about that? I don't even know if earning is the right word. That might be too light of a word for what you have to do for me to be like, yeah, I'm okay with that.
It's more like if the film deserves an ending like that. Like this one's not a horror, but I think an ending that shares somewhat, like it would be horror for the characters. It's not necessarily a horror for the viewer. It's more like, dang, that sucks. Is Planet of the Apes, the original one, when you realize the whole time
Yeah.
Right.
it was Earth, and you're like, and it's considered one of the greatest films ever made, and maybe even one of the greatest endings because it's like such a big
Yeah, it was a
plot
shocker.
twist. But I love stuff like that where you walk away and you're just like
Damn.
in deep thought. You're like, dang, civilization, this is crazy. Like, I don't know. I like endings like this one, where it's not necessarily like all hope is gone, but it's more of I can see what the director was trying to go for with
Yeah.
the last shot.
I
With
don't-
her looking off 3 hours, tears in her
Yes.
face, and I'm like, that's really cool. That's
Yes.
unique. It's not just like
doesn't-
jump scare.
It doesn't feel hopeless. Like, it
Yeah.
feels like this thing is out there. She saw it. She knows it. She's experienced a little bit of what it's like capable of.
Mm.
A full-length feature what a full-length feature would probably do is take what this film does and make it like the climax of their film, and then leave a really dissatisfactory, where do we go from here? That's what a lot of feature films have that short films don't. I'll talk more about that after a couple of these, but is usually like, that's kind of where the, so to speak, studio original material is what comes after everything that inspired the short film. And I feel like that's where a lot of these actually kind of fall short. Horror movies, I feel like horror movies almost never have a like ending where you're like, yeah, that's fine. it's either like, wow, that was a really good, like the Saw movies, people were like, every year in high school, kids were like, oh, that ending was crazy. Whoa! Or like, I'll hear about a movie and they're like, I mean, the first half was scary, but the second half sucked. That was awful. Like, one of my cousins, I remember, he and some of his friends went and saw the first Jeepers Creepers when it came out to theaters. I saw it on TV years later. And he was like, first half, hella scary. Second half, garbage. Like, and I feel like that is kind of a pitfall a lot of horror falls into. All right. Do we want to move on to how you feeling, Rich?
Yo, that better be the scariest thing we watch tonight, bro.
Oh, I think there's more.
I genuinely don't know if it will be. I don't know. Should I get what I think is like the next scariest? Some of these I actually genuinely haven't seen. A couple of them I genuinely was just like, that screenshot looks funky. Okay.
I will say this. Can I say one last thing about this short that we saw?
Yeah, of course you can.
It was great, fantastic. I thought the acting was pretty good, except for one scene with the whole, like, her turning her head and her holding onto the cross. I was like, ooh, amateur acting right here. Other than that, it's fine. It just was the way she was delivering her line. I felt like it was a little cringy for me. But other than that, I think every scene that she was in was great for something like this. The music, I agree with you. Sometimes it's way better when you don't even notice the music because it fits so naturally with what you're seeing visually. I love it when... I mean, Hans Zimmer to me is one of those composers that can just do that. It just bleeds right in through the film. But the best part to me, I think, was, it's weird, I think the color grading.
Yeah, they got that Fight Club filter on there, man.
I was literally going to say 2 words, David Fincher. It just gave me that vibe. And I'm not lying. I'm on a David Fincher vibe because my boy Michael Fassbender, one of the greatest actors of this like generation, honestly, he's in a new film with David Fincher called The Killer coming out like in a month or 2 on Netflix.
Green.
Sucks that it's going to be on Netflix.
I'm sure a theater somewhere will run it.
Yeah, I mean, probably like in New York and LA. But anyways, I love the color grading because it just basically gave me very much the vibe of David Fincher. I literally just got done watching Zodiac for like the 30th time in my life because I love that film. And I just got done right before this, literally watching The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
That movie's good, and I don't recommend it to anybody. Like, it's a good movie where I'm like, that was a good movie, but don't watch it. That movie's grueling.
I skipped like 10 scenes because it deals with the situations. And it deals with a lot of really hard stuff. But
good editing though. Really good editing.
Anything with David Fincher, just I don't know. It just very much gave me that vibe with the color grading. Like when you're indoors, and I only got like a little bit of a shot of like warm lighting, but it very much reminded me of how David Fincher would color grade his like warm room scenes. And then when it was the eerie green kind of color tones, I was like, yes, this is the stuff that I eat up and I want to look at this more often. It's just very attractive. I don't know what it is about that type of color grading, but you just get locked in. Yeah. And it's just very mysterious and suspenseful. That's it.
I'm a bit of a sucker for that color grading, but in blue. I don't know what it is. Like,
you know who loves blue?
Who loves
Ridley frickin' Scott.
Yeah, he does.
That
like
dude
blue.
will dip his effing movies in blue if he could. Be like, let's go in.
Dude, I am not going full screen on any more of these. It is staying in that small, tiny viewer.
All right,
Richard, it's okay. It's only less than 5 minutes. It's less than 5 minutes.
That means nothing to me.
There could be.
Oh, it's an eternity.
All right. Here we go. I have not. I've watched maybe like 10 or 20 seconds of this one just to be like, does this seem interesting? Yeah, let's go for it. All right.
Okay, let's watch.
Maybe this isn't the one I'm thinking of, but we'll see. All right. No, I think this is the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, it already feels like someone just starting out. Yeah.
Yeah. Is this a Canon EOS Rebel or something? I'm just kidding.
There's nothing wrong with it if it is.
I know. Somebody's tired.
Camera shaming?
Maybe. It's just because I used to have one. It was great. It was great for a beginner. Is that a vape?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vape pen.
I'm sorry. I'm a Christian. I don't believe. I don't believe in that.
That's a
Yeah,
jam.
likely. It's probably the happiest you're gonna get, Richard, for
Song's a
for
bop.
short.
I know, right?
God, that audio's. Nope.
Not the car extended warranty.
Oh.
was
What
weird.
was that?
Did he just seem to pop away for you guys too?
Yeah.
Is that on purpose?
I think that was editing. Yeah, vaping, bro.
Okay, he's doing that on purpose because he just popped to himself being asleep too. So that was a
See, I'm
stylistic
fine with-
choice.
That's a fine shot. Like doing that, it was the other one because he popped and then he was all of a sudden out of the frame. Then he walks back in.
Yeah.
That was weird. Is that his car? I guess not, because obviously he doesn't care.
Uh-oh.
I don't like that. I'm turning this down.
I turned mine down too because it actually got really loud.
Oh, nah. Nope.
What the fudge? Duh.
Not the look.
Got that
You know-
shoulder run.
It reminded me of Jawa.
Man. Better lock the door.
Nope. Classic. Why would
Bro.
What a Dumbo.
I hate white people.
Hey, no
That's how they
comment,
die.
bro.
Did he just close?
Nah. Nope.
I'm just waiting for the.
That's cool though. I like that they did that.
He's got the Chucky shirt on. Nice homage.
You do that.
That's interesting. Like if they could have better executed this would be like a.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I am intrigued, but dude, why are they shaking it so much? I hate shaking it.
It's already too late, brother.
He's gonna peek his head out. Fuck.
Just kind of runs by.
Richard, why would you do that? And why is the
Are you
elevator not?
serious? This is the dumbest man alive. It's a wrap, bro. Come on, man. And you
It's
mean
in
to
your
tell me
room.
the monster is gonna need to pick up the key card and swipe it and then
Yep. Nope.
Everything's off. All right, there it is.
Did you actually see the last shot?
I did. I saw it. I didn't.
All right. So there's that one.
Yep.
I'll start by saying like keep going. Like the idea of this was interesting. I would actually even go so far as to say I think the movement of the creature was interesting. It looks janky, but with more finessing, it would actually it almost seems like it almost, at least at first, before the very end, it seemed like it was running with like no arms. Like it was an interesting idea. I think there were some creative angles in this. Like this genuinely felt like, and I don't mean this in a bad way. This felt like him and his friend were in a hotel and they were like, do you want to make something? I almost feel like anything I say is gonna make like sound like I'm making fun of it, but I'm not. This felt like it was largely made with no script. That's what it felt like to me. It felt like it was made with really like no script. Joseph, you crack me up. I hate white people. Like, yes, he's like, he makes every rookie horror mistake. He drops the card. I will say, from a tech perspective, I think the first cut was an odd choice of him like being at the bed and just like then not being there and then jumping on it to go to sleep.
Yeah.
The second time he did it made more sense. So on the shot where it's going backwards and the camera where Jack, you were saying like, oh, it's like really shaky. What is going on here? That usually in a set where you do walk with the camera, but you walk backwards, you have someone spotting you from behind. And it makes a huge difference visibly. The camera shakes much less because you're not worried about what's behind you. You have someone looking out for you. That camera felt like it was being walked by someone with no help. These headphones are coming apart on my ear. Oh my gosh, look at that. Yeah, it had cliches. Yeah, the monster looks a little goofy, but I want this creator to keep going. I think for what feels like a really quick, hey, let's just make something. I don't know, we'll just make it up as we go. Sure, the phone goes off. Sure, like, change your contact name to Scam Likely when I call you. Sure, like, run out to the car and then there's a funky shoulder monster running after you. Like, it feels very make it up as we go. So it makes me think, like, okay, like, if these creators actually took more time to plan, I'd be really curious to see what they could churn out. And maybe they have. I just haven't seen it yet, you know? The top comment is, this is what happens when you leave Shaggy alone to fight the monsters.
You know me, I'm a score person. I got to give something a score. I surprisingly would give it a 6. It was okay. Obviously, I'm not going to be harsh on a guy that probably... I mean, I don't know how long he's been doing this.
There's
I would
no
assume
point
less than
in doing that.
Like less than like 10 years or so, but maybe 5. But
probably less than that,
I
would guess.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, the moment that I heard the guy talk was when I knew how much skill they probably had, because there was no audio equipment other than just what was being received from the camera itself.
It felt kind of like that, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if there was some, like, maybe some kind of mounted video mic. Like, it didn't sound completely stock. I could be wrong.
I mean, maybe there was like a little mic on top of the camera, but it just felt like, at least like from what I sounded,
little video pro mic or something.
Yeah, I think that was that, and like the weird editing shot. I agree. I think that was like on the technical aspect. It was where he just was standing there, then all of a sudden he was gone. Then he walked back in. I was fine with the shot where he's sleeping in bed, and then all of a sudden he's knocked out. I've seen that plenty of time in films. I do like that when it's utilized in a way that kind of makes sense to signify time. That was just a really weird shot to introduce that creative aspect in a way that didn't need to be approached. It could have just been like, nope, the only shot needs to do that is when he's already in the bed at nighttime.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think the monster design, even though you can't really see the design, you just get an idea that it's a slim figure, probably no arms, and it's just waddling around, or it's super tiny arms, like T-Rex arms, literally. And it has like this cloak on him. It's a T-Rex with a cloak. That's my theory. I'm just kidding. But I appreciate it in that perspective, because it was still creepy at the end of the day. I think even with how he gets to the point of losing his card, which was a total idiotic move.
Yeah.
But it's a horror trope, and horror tropes sometimes do work, and I was fine with this trope. But yeah, nothing like crazy. But I agree. I think this person could really execute unique stuff, unique ideas, if he has the proper equipment and proper people to help guide him.
I think so too.
So I agree. I don't think you should give up at all.
I think the
And-
least scary part of the monster was actually seeing it at the end. Probably.
Yeah, I think it'd been. Yeah, I agree with that. So yeah, overall, it was fine. It was a little 4.5 minute, like, I don't want to say cute, but it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
good job,
like
buddy.
it in like I said, there's no way to say it that doesn't sound a little patronizing. It almost feels like
Yeah.
hey, real quick, look what I can do. I don't know.
Yeah, and I agree.
I don't know how
think it
to
was
say that without
expected.
sounding completely patronizing, but I don't mean it in a
Yeah.
patronizing way. I don't know. What do
It
you
was
think,
just a
Rich?
fun idea. It's just like, hey, do this thing, do that thing.
Yeah.
I agree.
What do you think, Rich?
It reminded me a lot of the kinds of projects that we would see in my program. So, like, it felt kind of at home for me in that kind of way. I agree. I think that they should continue to make things and to work on the craft. I think it was an interesting and also effective idea. It wasn't like it was a bad idea or a stupid idea. I think it told a story. I think that there were potentially better ways that it could have told that story, but at least it told a story that was easy to understand. We could follow it from beginning to end. It had that inciting incident. It had that climax. So, like, it had something to actually keep us engaged. There was a progression throughout. So then when it comes to some of the more technical aspects, I'd say, audio was brought up. There was no consideration for audio whatsoever. Is very apparent. Now, I don't know what kind of deadline they were working with, or kind of what the pretenses were in which this was made. It could very much be like what you said, Tim, as far as hey, we're gonna be out of town, like, we're in this hotel room, like, yo, wouldn't it be a cool little idea? Yeah, boom, bam, boom, right? Something quick and fun and easy and light that they thought of. So, as far as the audio goes, we could see there, it's one of the fundamental flaws of the, I'll say, amateur filmmaker is to think of audio last, if even at all. There were some things that were actually to the detriment of the story. And I know, you both brought up, as well as people in the comments brought up, the monster, right? And I can almost guarantee that part of the reason why everyone feels that way, and I don't think that they think that this is the reason why, but I can almost guarantee you why people feel the way that they feel is because of the sound that they matched along with when it moved. It had this little weird, I can't even quite describe it, but it was like this, it was almost completely out of place, the sound of it. It was like you might as well have put the Mr. Krabs walking sound. It was kind of like that. And so I think that played into that. I think of like, okay, what? Right? It was like, I think I'd even made fun of it, like when it came up, like, because the thing looked weird. It was really unsettling.
Yeah.
But then when we heard it move, it was like, yo, what? It totally deflated any of the tension that had built up from it.
Yeah.
Because it's very weird looking being.
Right.
And what I really appreciated about it too was that it was just besides the eyes. There we go, back to the eyes. Besides the eyes, just straight up black. Like you could not see, from what I recall, Now, remind you, I was looking at it in a very small, tiny viewer window. But from what I saw, like I couldn't see any seams or anything. So it just looked like one weird, oddly shaped thing that moved really weird. That was all black. It was basically like a void almost. If you all recall the moment when we're kind of first introduced to the idea of there being a being in which he's I can't remember if he's bringing the curtain sheet down, or if he's lowering it, or if he was raising it or whatever.
He raised
But then
it.
you hear this weird, I guess, monster grunt or whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember because I think all three of us kind of remarked on it, but it was like way louder than everything else. So there was some, but I think it was almost because it was like a necessity, right? It's like, okay, there has to be monster sound, right? So yeah, so that's the thing. Like with the audio, I feel like even if there's like no music whatsoever, with just effective sound design, with the way that they're layering the sounds and what sounds they use, and like really shaping the space, just using stock sounds. Like honestly, like I use stock sound assets from like the Adobe Sound Library, which you can download for free. Their entire thing is like 40 gigs or something like that. People have no idea. I use them for everything. Like I just do. You just have to know how to place them, how to get, you know what I'm saying? How to do, proper EQ, and sometimes when you do some weird little things,
My gut says a sound mix was not a part of this post-production process.
Yeah, no, not at all. So I think that would have really helped, and I also think that it would have really added to the monster instead of deflate the monster. That's on the audio. As far as the framing and the camera work goes, I'll say the shakiness didn't really bother me so much. I think it's just because I'm kind of an action adventure fiend. So, and I grew up like watching Bourne, in the Bourne trilogy. And I know that you remarked with a joke, Jack, about the camera body. And which I definitely understand. And I think that it speaks more to like a mindset often, because I understand like what you're saying. Number one, it was a joke. But also from the like a lot of people that are using that camera body, like the kinds of like creative and technical space that they inhabit, right? It's more so that, right? And so the way that they approach certain story elements or capturing certain moments and things of that nature, and you saw it right from the beginning. They had some really cool ideas as far as using strong lines, central framing, like in the beginning. But as far as, it's almost in a sense that they didn't quite know how to work to make the lens work for them. They didn't understand how to convey the story and the feeling with the equipment that they had. Because there are ways that they and I empathize with that. There are ways that they could have accounted for the technology that they have in order to make that story work, but it would have had to have been shot differently than how they shot it. They shot it in ways that required different lenses than the lens that they used. The shots work, but they don't work with the lens that they use. And that's why it's like it's immediately like we know what they're trying to pull off. we understand the shot, but it doesn't look right, and that's a huge part of that reason. As well as there's some other, you know, technical like framing things or whatever. But I feel like that was more so the thing, not quite understanding the boundaries that they needed to work within with their equipment in order to convey what they wanted to convey with their framing. And again, I empathize with it. It's a problem. It's a problem that we all go through, especially as we're learning, and especially as we are, you know, we're seeing blockbuster movies. We're seeing, you know, like we're looking at great examples of what we want to do and what we want to achieve, while not having access to that technology and access to that gear. And if you don't know that difference, right? Like getting a medium shot with a 50 is different than getting a medium shot with like a 70 or a 200 or whatever, you know, which is different than getting a shot with a 24 or 25, right? Like, it's like, yeah, they're all medium shots, but they all look way, way different. And this is something that I think that, like, especially people that are starting out, especially people that are starting out, they don't quite know that. They just know, hey, you know, you sit the camera down, you get these things in the thirds, and, you know, maybe X, Y, Z. But like, that is not everything to it, you know. And then there's a whole thing with lighting and et cetera, et cetera. But like you guys were saying, it looked very, you know, run and gun team. I think you're right, Tim. I think it probably was only the two of them, which I think is pretty sick. So you know,
it might have been three. The
yeah.
credits had actor and director were two different people, I think, and neither one of them sounded like a gal's name, so I'm not sure who she was.
So there might have been a third person, but
directed by Connor. It says directed by Connor. Oh, it's the description that I'm thinking of that I saw.
Oh, okay.
The descriptions. Where is it? Here we go. Directed and written by Connor Hatton, starring Chance Caudle. I don't know. I've never met a gal named Chance.
Yeah.
Or a guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily call that
starring.
I wouldn't necessarily call that role starring, but yeah. So anyway, yeah. To wrap that all up, I agree. I think they should keep doing things.
Yeah, keep going.
They obviously know what a story is, and they know how to convey that. It's just a matter of, again, being able to better understand like your tools and how to work with them in order to deliver your story in the way that you are meaning to. And you know, don't treat audio like an afterthought. Audio is your friend. And it doesn't just mean, you know, slapping spooky sounds or spooky music over it, but actually being deliberate about it. They could have Foleyed this entire project. None of the audio in this entire thing had to be.
If he's a filmmaker who's like been doing this and is at the level that we think he is, Foley is out of the question. It's not even in the equation.
Well, yeah. Well, let me clarify. Sorry. When I say Foley, I mean like Foley/Foleyed elements. So that includes like stock sounds and things like that. When I say Foley, Like I don't mean like literally you're gonna go into a booth and record all these sounds, yada yada yada. But as far as like finding assets, I'm using that interchangeably because that's like typically how that would go. Like you're just, you have a custom sound and you're dropping it on, and building your tracks out that way. So that's what I mean to clarify. Because yes, I agree. I don't think he has the capability to do those things. So yeah.
Jack, I want to see yours next.
Oh, buddy.
I'm opening activity and I'll transition here.
Okay, let's see.
Suggested activities.
Go. And the
Because I'm hosting, I'm not trying to host.
Oh, now this is what I like to see.
Oh, there we go.
Now this is something I can react
I
to.
can't
all right?
see it yet. Hold on.
oh
hold on,
god,
hold
is
on.
there
All right,
ads?
Oh wait, it says I'm hosting now. Has everyone dropped out?
No, I see you.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to pause this. How do I
Oh.
pause?
It gave it to me. Hold on.
Oh,
I'm on
Rich,
hopscotch
you gotta
it.
pause.
I put it to you, Jack.
Oh, me? Oh, okay. I was like, wait, okay. Is there a way to get rid of ads? That's
Yeah.
gonna be so
Wait.
Oh
annoying.
yeah, this is
I might have
great.
had
I
this.
love this.
Did I have this one too?
Oh, this is such a beautiful palette cleanser.
Nope, I didn't have
Never,
Oh, look.
never in my life would I have ever thought that I would thank God for a YouTube ad.
This is
Toiletries,
sucks.
clothes, accessories. Yes, show me more, please.
If I cited, I could
Show
do
me
YouTube
more
preview.
toiletries. That's a disturbing sentence in that.
Oh man, that's
Bag smart.
okay.
All right.
Okay.
So who has
Oh,
control
God.
right now?
All right. I do.
You
I
do? Are you
Yeah,
sure?
yeah.
Because I
Mhm.
paused it myself on my end.
Yes, Jack.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, it's like a minute in. What the heck? Why does it?
Yeah,
do
that's
that?
weird. Yeah,
Okay,
there's like
okay,
3 ad breaks in there.
How do I
Yes,
give
and I
control
need
back
them.
to you?
You just
Am I
you go
able-
up
I don't think
Yeah,
you need to
you
give
go up to
control
wh-
to.
to where it says you're hosting, and then
On my
you
end, I
click
pulled it back to 0.
You see that, Jack? Like,
Hosting.
yeah. Then you click it, and then it should be a drop-down menu that will show either. If you have the video full screen, you might have to get out of the full screen.
Oh, okay, okay. Yep, I see what you're talking about.
Okay.
Let's give it back to Poppy Mercy Weapon.
It says I'm hosting now. All right.
Yep. Okay, so like I said, I found this on TikTok. I literally skimmed through some parts.
You found your horror
And,
film on TikTok?
Yeah.
That's the
Oh, this is the one with the box? I've seen this one. Yeah, let's go. I've seen it pre-watch, baby. Pre-watch.
man.
Let's
this is
go.
this.
All right, so I'm not as scared. It is freaky,
This-
though.
This
It's
is
so
already the
freaky.
scariest one to me. All right.
2.5 minutes.
There we go.
There we go.
I'm still keeping this man on
side
myself.
of the box.
And I'm turning the volume down.
Alter.
Yo, careful. You're cutting that broccoli awfully short, you know?
You just keep your eyes on the sauce, sister.
Get
I
him.
got the broccoli under control.
Sister?
No,
Nice.
hey, you better believe I am not to be trifled with.
You better believe.
That broccoli
Right,
is
you
not
better
touchable.
believe.
Oh, hey, the sauce, you cannot let it burn. Recipe says stirring constantly. I swear.
I swear,
Me.
if any of those 2-inch broccoli end up on my plate, you're getting it. I have to deal with a disappointing 2 inches enough as it is.
Rip.
You are bad.
Wow.
Ugh, that's why I like you, I guess. I mean, all 2 inches of me anyway.
Oh, God.
It's actually 3.
Well, it's not a bad 2, I guess.
Do I
Maybe
hear,
2.5?
do I hear
Yeah,
3?
you just gotta know what to do with it. You
Hey.
know what I'm
You
saying?
said 3.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear.
No, Jesus, you're getting me wet.
Oh,
Tell me
that's
less.
good. That's a
Alright.
good
We're gonna
thing.
save the sauce.
Getting me wet.
Oh, shit.
What?
It's Sean.
What is he doing here?
I don't know.
Oh, I really don't want to see him right now.
X.
I got it.
Are there or something?
Sean? Long time, man. Good to see you.
Hey, Ben, this is a bad time.
No, I was just, no.
It's always a bad
sorry, do
time
you wanna
to be
come
a
in?
creep
Yeah,
and show up
sure,
out of
that'd be
nowhere
great,
at
thanks.
night.
I'll keep it playing, but I gotta fix my camera real quick. I just gotta put a
I was
different
gonna
battery
say,
in
where
it.
the hell is Tim?
I'm here.
Your mom told me.
Oh,
where
I
you
was
were.
like, what the heck?
Oh. Oh.
This is a nice place.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Where are you at now?
Same place.
Oh, cool.
I'm really sorry everything went down before.
No, it's water under the bridge.
Is she here?
Oh no, she's at her parents' house right now. She's decorating.
Oh. Great. Look, I just want to give you this.
Sean, you. Can I get you a drink or something?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Are you okay?
Yeah, yes. Can you just do me a favor, though?
Yeah, of course.
Can you open it?
Yeah, of course, man. Let's open
Right.
it.
And open the box first. The card will make sense after.
Gift for every other lover.
All right, I don't get it. It's
Rip.
supposed to. Hey, Sean?
I'm sorry. I gotta go.
Problem now.
It's like you could have gave that to anybody in the world, dog.
You know what I do?
What happened?
I just close the box, get some
He
tape.
left.
What's that?
A box.
Well, no shit. Ben? Ben.
See,
Maybe aim it
Ben.
in the box.
that's the point. He did.
I need something.
What do they call it?
Did he?
Vanta Black or
I was
something
gonna
like
say
that? It's like-
Venta. It's like the blackest
Yeah,
black.
yeah, it absorbs all light. Yeah, this dude's an idiot, though. There's no shot. As soon as my man told me to open a box and then walked away like a weirdo,
Well, that's
yeah, that box is leaving, bro. I'm sorry.
No kidding.
I wonder what would happen if you would just tear it open. Just like tear it up.
Don't. He gave this to you?
Yeah. There was a card.
Dear Ben, I'm sorry about everything before and everything now, but I had to give it to someone. I don't have it all figured out, but I know it can't move while you're watching.
Nah, nope.
Whatever you do, don't take your eyes off of it.
Nah, sorry, bro.
It wants you to look away.
So how did he overcome it then? That'd be my question.
That's true.
What?
Nope. No way.
Hello?
Now imagine me in my bed in the dark looking at that. I'm like,
Hello?
oh, that.
Yeah, nah.
Nope. They got a great actor to just do the staring.
I'm calling
I
Sean.
hate his eyes.
They're acting way too normal for me. The last thing I'm thinking about is calling old boy.
Sean, hey, it's Ben. Look, I don't know what this thing is that you gave me here, but call me back.
I'm not calling him, bro. The first thing I'm doing is fighting, bro. That's the first thing I'm gonna do.
Why is it looking at you like that?
Nope.
I don't know.
What do you think it wants?
I don't know.
Oh, they're just having a
Call
casual
him again.
conversation right now.
Hey, this is Sean. Leave a message.
What do you think it
I
wants?
said I don't know.
Why is it looking at you like that?
Sean, hey, it's Ben. Look, call me back. Now. We're getting out of here.
It's his house now.
Rachel.
Facts.
We can't. We're not supposed to look away from it.
What happens if we do?
That's what we need to find out.
What?
Just for a second. Okay, we need to know what we're dealing with.
What do you... Oh.
On the count of 3.
Nope. Nope.
1, 2, 3.
3.
Y'all crazy. That's a long time to look away.
Oh, no.
Nope.
No.
See, this is what I mean, bro.
What? What do you want?
I'm sorry, I gotta go.
This is a time for violence.
Just Ben. Don't let him leave the house.
It can't move as long as we're looking at it, right? That's what it says?
Yeah.
I'm gonna find Sean. I don't know why he did this, but I'm gonna find out. One of us has to stay and watch it.
Are you crazy?
What? No. Don't leave me alone here with this thing.
It's fine. We don't even know what it is, okay? It could be harmless.
Is that what you think?
Bro. Dump this guy ASAP, bro.
It could be harmless.
ASAP. You gonna take a knife.
Cardboard dulls knives.
What?
Don't do it.
when he comes out, stab him now. Are you crazy? Stab him.
This ruins Christmas.
There's no way.
Right?
Christmas is canceled.
You heard what Sean said.
Not let you leave the house. That's exactly what it wants. Just be quick.
There's no shot I'm leaving my wife with that.
I know,
You're
right?
crazy. Dude, I am fighting that thing. It's a
Hey,
wrap.
this is Sean. Leave a message.
And if she left at the same time, I'd be like, don't leave him alone with it either.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Sean. Leave a message.
Sean, answer the phone. I don't know why you did this, but I'm gonna find out.
Why? Why does it
Told us
matter?
what you said. I don't know what I could have possibly done.
What are you talking about?
Sean, why haven't you been answering?
What did you just say?
Why haven't you been answering the phone?
No, you just said it told us what I said.
Yeah, it spoke. Or echoed. It told us what you said.
What I said? What do you mean? Who's us?
Come on about me not leaving the house.
Ben, I didn't tell it to do anything. I didn't even know it could speak.
Sean, what's going on?
Ben, it's lying to you. I don't know why, but it lied to you.
Why did you give this to us?
Us, you keep saying us. Who's us?
Us, man, me and Rachel.
She was at the house. Ben, where are you right now?
I'm coming to you.
No! You have to keep your eyes on it!
I know, Rachel's watching it.
No, Ben, you! God damn it, I gave it to you! You have to keep your fucking eyes on it!
My man said,
Ben,
okay.
don't go back. Don't you go back there.
I'd be like, well,
Is she gonna be
well,
looking
she-
out of the box now, just staring at him?
Wait. So he said, what'd you do?
Interesting.
Why'd you leave it? And then when he was going back, he said, don't go back there.
The light switch being torn out is a very interesting touch to me.
watch her.
Okay. Love a good sync run for no reason.
There's probably some lore we'll extrapolate.
Rachel?
Rachel!
Yeah?
Right.
What's up?
Oh, no, it's echoing.
Where's the box?
Nope.
Rich, I'm surprised you watched this before.
If you could believe it, my boss was watching this on TikTok in the little shorts and then told me to like watch it.
Is it split into like 46 parts?
Yeah.
Probably. Oh, man. Just kick open the door. I'd be like, mother.
I know, right?
Oh, no.
Yo, honestly,
Let me guess.
If I
It's a
could-
waterbed.
if I
What is
came
with
back
the
to the
light
house,
switches?
if I came back to the house, my wife is gone, the knife's on the ground, and there's just water, it's a wrap. I'm not going to look for her because she's dead. I already know it. She's gone, bro.
I think you'd
She's
look.
gone.
You'd like call
No,
911 while you look, but I think you'd look.
No. I would have walked out that house and called 911. Let the police go in there. Y'all go find her.
Y'all got this.
They love the shower.
I see you. I see you.
Right.
I see you.
Uh-oh.
Ah, fudge that is.
First you saw him, now you don't.
Dang, it's like that one game with like the mannequin.
It's a wrap.
Nope.
They seem to all be some kind of like drowning victims.
Oh god, I love this and I hate this.
Screwed. Checkmate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really appreciate the concept of it. I think the little parts that I saw really worked, and I think the only issue that I had was some character choices where realistically I would have like defended my wife. I would have like not just left her there like, hey buddy, you can go watch this creepy thing, I'm okay. But yeah, I think other than that, it was just some character choices in the middle and halfway point of this where that was really my only issue. But I love the idea of like this ex who has a gift and just wants to get rid of it. It very much gives me that vibe of the film called It Follows. The idea that there were so many of them in the final 30 seconds, that's what I'm talking about with like a hook with an ending that leaves an impact, which clearly you already know that he died or he became one of them. I think that's the other part. I couldn't tell if there was like a girl with him or not. Maybe there was, but I like the idea that there really wasn't any blood. So it wasn't like a mass, like I mean, obviously it was murder, but it was like, how do they clean up the blood? Maybe the blood is water, or they converted her, and then they go back into the box. There's so many ideas, so many different concepts that they could do with this. But I just like how open-ended it was, where he just simply probably died or became one of them. I'm more in favor of the idea he just becomes one of them, because I think that's more interesting than just, oh, they're a bunch of creepy, weird water people that like showers. That's it. Overall, like I really want the shower, man. I've been needing a shower forever. I thought they did a pretty good job of building suspense with him going out, then coming back and realizing that no, I gave it to you, which was a bit predictable. The moment that he left, I was like, yeah, she's screwed because the gift wasn't meant for her. It was for you, and you have to be the one to keep your eyes on the man. So overall, it did work for me on most levels. And I thought the acting was good too. I think in the beginning it was a little like, I don't know where this is going to go. This could be really bad or it could be really unique. And yeah, that's the last thing I'll say. I thought the acting was good because they gave you two characters that you could really feel. I felt their chemistry, at least. I felt like they had a really, really good relationship. And then obviously it ends. But I thought they did a really good job in making sure that you kind of do care about these people, because they could have simply just been like, and these people get a box, and then that's that. No, they gave a couple minutes to get you into their lives, and then within a simple glance looking at the door and he just says Sean, you clearly know who this person was in their lives. I don't know, but I love you, Tim. But overall, yeah, I liked it. Acting's good. It's really creepy, really good concept. I think I would love to see a full movie version of this. I think there could be a lot done with it. But yeah, that's it. Those are my thoughts.
I think I saw the thumbnail for this, and I think I went past it. I don't know why. I picked random ones, and I didn't pick other random ones. The horror element was strong. I liked how, I'm trying to find the right words that don't make me sound like a child. I liked how different the home felt when he came back to it. Like, it started off colored, warm, safe, home, well lit. He comes back and it's cold, dark, wet, colored like blue, more, and it's such a harsh contrast in tone that it feels more, it's a hostile juxtaposition. I admit, when I first saw him sticking his head out of the box, I couldn't help but just kind of be like, it was like I expected, almost like Portrait of God. I expected there to be like eyes or something that like went back and forth, because like I almost expected like that in the box there was more. It does leave you to kind of guess. It seems like there were drowning victims, and for some reason they live in a box and they come out of this box and you become the next victim when you see them. Like, the way it pulled things off visually was great. Really, really good. I think if I have to harp on something, it's the script. First off, if that happened to me, it'd probably be more than I've ever sworn in my entire life if I saw that happening in front of me. Like, it's one of those instances where I look at it and I'd be like, yeah, I'm not saying the movie should have had strong language, but if it did, I'd be like, yeah, that'd probably be along the lines of something I would say here too. I think the major reason I'm kind of harping on the script is because it felt like the the creative team had a really strong idea for where they wanted to go visually with this malevolent supernatural force, with how they wanted to end it, how they wanted it to look, because all of that was very, very, very strong. What wasn't strong, and what a lot of horror shorts generally kind of seem to fail to do, is to like define in any way, shape, or form what this evil even is, or how it even works. Like, why does he have to be the one who watches the box? Why specifically him? Like, did I miss anything? Did you guys pick up a reason why that was?
The only thing I could think of is, and again, this is like kind of what you're saying, kind of like it's not ever like explicitly explained, but what I figured that was kind of implied was that it's almost like the whole like oh, when a baby chick sees you, it is the first thing it sees, it's imprinted on you or whatever. That's what I had in
That's
mind.
what you got out of it.
That's what I got out of that. Which is why he was like, no, you open it, you take a look at it, and then see ya.
But then why wouldn't it have imprinted on the first guy, the ex or the in-law or whatever? I honestly I don't know if maybe that was when my battery died and I had to switch it, that they said who he was. But wouldn't it, if it was a situation where it was like a baby chick, the first thing it sees is its mother, wouldn't it have imprinted on the guy who dropped the box off? And how come the guy who dropped the box off doesn't have to be the one to watch it anymore? Like, what made it okay for him to be the one to stop watching and for it to have to be Ben? His name was Ben, right? For it to have to be Ben. Like, there wasn't... It felt like the creative team didn't actually have an answer for that. It just kept on being like... He was like, no, she's watching it, it's fine. No, it has to be you. You don't get it. It has to be you. You don't understand. Help me understand. Like, okay, I'll drive back, but like, help me understand. When horror movies kind of push that, like, you don't understand, you have to do this, you have to do that, don't even think about why. It doesn't feel like he's telling Ben, don't think about why. It feels like he's telling me, don't think about why. For someone who knows as much about it as he does, he probably should have fallen victim to it. If anything, the character that actually felt like the most informative was the head staring out of the box. The possibilities of what he could be are interesting to me, and I'm not seeing that they necessarily need to be answered, but the movie should not be telling its audience outright to stop thinking about it.
Somebody did a comment that was interesting. He said, to people asking of Sean, the guy who gives the box, survived the box or something, let's try to imagine this. Rachel was his ex. He obviously had some sort of fight with Ben and Rachel, or just Ben, because he wasn't over Rachel. He wanted Ben out of the equation. He stumbled upon, basically saying he stumbled upon some sort of random box or whatever, and basically connects Ben to it. And then that explains why he freaks out, because he told him originally that Rachel wasn't there. So he had all intents and purposes to kill him.
He was trying to murder him.
Yeah, because that's why he's like, Rachel's there? You, like, so it just, to me, that's what, and I agree with that, where it's like, I mean, obviously there is that element of surprise, of the lack of understanding, which I guess I do understand to that extent. But I do think with this, at least for me, I think it worked in that element of maybe he had to do something that was really, really bad to overcome it, or it didn't even want him. And that's the other thing. That's what I mean, at least I like
he
that.
Earned his way out of being the victim by doing something terrible.
Yeah, or the box has a mind of its own and knows how to choose its victims, because he even said, wait, it like talked to you or something. I think that's what he said. Or like you saw something, because it didn't even seem like, yeah, exactly. So like he just felt something odd with it. But
all of that sounds super interesting. It does, but like feels like people are extrapolating it. It's Not only is it not being shown, it's not being told or shown, really. Like, I know they say show, don't tell, but they're not doing either one. It is a little weird to me that after an experience probably as traumatic as the one he went through, he sealed up the box and wrapped it in Christmas wrapping paper and said, you know what? I'm going to kill my ex's boyfriend. Dude. It's a wild place to immediately land after going through what you must assume was a hellacious experience. I think the script needed more work, but I think visually it was very strong. I liked some of the atmospheric touches of the light switches being pulled out of the wall, the water kind of being throughout the house, things like that. One of the things that I was going to harp on before, and I'll harp on it a little bit now, is that horror shorts notoriously end on the monster jump scaring at the person, and then it just cuts to black and goes to credits. Like, notoriously. And it's a... Big movies do it, too. What was that one? Unfriended? I think I saw, like, 2/3 of that movie. It was... It's not a good movie, but it does the same thing.
I love those movies.
It does the same exact thing. Like, everybody gets taken out, and then, like, some demon-looking gangly gal jumps at the camera, and the movie goes to credits. And that was a feature-length Hollywood produced film.
That's every Paranormal Activity.
Overall, it was very strong. I say what you're highlighting, Tim, is the real difference between story and writing. And so the story was really strong and very compelling. Again, a functional story, like, you know, the kickoff is really, what the hell is this box? Was this creepy dude that's peering from it? And then, you know, the real climactic point of it of coming back to darkness and wetness and whatever else, and, you know, your loved one is gone. Yeah, and they did a really good job of layering that tension, a lot of that being visual. Yeah, so it was like they knew the story that they wanted to tell, and had really good visual means to do so. But when it came to the actual writing of the thing, that's where it was a little dodgy. I felt that same thing. Especially in the very beginning. It's just like the jokes didn't quite land. It was like I knew, like, oh, okay, and then he's gonna make a wet joke. Yep, okay, and then he made a wet joke, and there's the right. Spaghetti gone sexual. Yes. Something about it just didn't land for me, those particular moments. I think it was a combination of a couple of things. I will preface this by saying that overall, I felt that the acting was fine. If I had to choose, I won't say best performance. My favorite performance, it would actually be the ex-boyfriend. To me,
like, the acting was good. Yes.
Yeah, to me,
I
he
agree.
felt the most convincing. Even though he had some of the most BS lines, I felt like he actually believed them. Like, he was playing, he was him, whatever his name was. What did you say his name was?
John?
No, him.
John? Okay. But yeah, he was actually, you know, you felt the imminent danger and threat. You felt his terror, you felt his anger, really his anguish in finding out that his former lover was subjected to that terror. You felt the urgency, all of that. And it wasn't even necessarily just because, like, he was screaming at one point. It was just like you could just literally feel it oozing like off of his, you know, delivery. So again, not saying that the work of the actors was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Getting back to that scene, it's just some parts of it fell flat for me. I think part of that again was a writing problem. Yeah, just because, as we've all already hit on, some of it felt a little bit forced. It felt a little bit like, oh, these are things that two young and in love millennial types would say. These are the kinds of jokes that they would like. Yeah, let's talk about 2 inches. Let's talk about her being wet. Yes, this is a grand old time. This is how we will show that they are fond of one another and have great chemistry. So yeah, it was one of those things where it's like, okay, again, it reminded me of school project dialogue. It's like, okay, it's serviceable. All right, it works. So I think it was a combination of that, a little bit of the delivery. It seemed like they were trying their best with what they had. It was another one of those situations where I'm really curious about the direction that they got, what kinds of things they were being told to pursue in those instances. And then I think it was that, and also some of the, I'll probably say in this instance, some of the I'll say some of the shot choices, which really boils down, honestly, probably to even like the lenses that they chose to use. Like, again, all serviceable, it all works. But when I get to like the actual, like my actual critique of like specifically that first scene, which to me is, again, to me, the weakest scene of like the entire short. Yeah, I think it's a confluence of all of those things like are hitting kind of at the same time for me personally. The writing was weird. I am curious about what their direction was like in some of that as well. And then also I feel like some of the choices that they took with the framing, and like I said, probably specifically the lens choices that they made were a little bit odd, because to the point that you had made earlier, Tim, about the tone that they were setting in those in that first scene of when they're in the home. Excuse me. It felt very warm, very inviting. Especially in the beginning, right? They're playing, they have playful banter and that kind of thing, and they're really close and touching and that kind of thing. But a lot of this stuff was like a lot wider. Like it just felt like they could have gone a bit more intimate with some of their shots. It felt a bit too distanced for me. And so it created a kind of an odd and I don't know, just like a real static feel to me, where there was actual like blocking happening. They were actually like doing things and walking around, whatever else. But it was very much like, okay, here's a camera here, and it's just like a 2 shot of them, and it's like a medium shot, both there and just doing a thing. If I had to break it down again, like to its technical components, I feel like that's part of what made that feel a little bit weird to me. And yeah, so there is that. Yeah, that whole thing, to your earlier point about like just certain choices that were getting made that just made no sense. Like there's no one I know that would behave in that way. Like I was saying, like bro, like number one, if someone is coming over to my house sketched out, and I know that like the way things left off was not cool, and this guy is acting hella weird, and it's at night. I don't know what time it is, but it's at night, and on like having a good time, cooking and chilling with the person I love, who is also his ex, which apparently there's some sort of bad breakup. And this dude has like mad serial killer vibes. Yeah, I'm not, whatever it is you're giving me, I'm not, number one, I'm not opening that. Number two, you're not coming into my house. I'm sorry. I don't, we could have been cool, whatever else. Like, you're not coming into my house. I'm very sorry. You're not coming into my house. It's not happening. I'll take that box from you and I will not open it. It's just I'm sorry. Maybe I'm a bit more cautious than maybe the average American, but that for me, there's so many red flags that are going off already. This dude's showing up. He's got, you know what I'm saying? He's not even dressed up like just a regular person. It was just like, oh yeah, no, something is wrong here. No. This is the first time I'm hearing from you too. This is the first time we're talking since whatever happened. Like, which sounds like some crazy love triangle type stuff. So yeah, bro. And you're coming over at like the dead of night and like handing me a present. No, it's not happening, dog.
Now that you say that, Rich, if the ex's plan was to use the box to kill the new guy, to kill 2 Inches guy, wouldn't the gal just find the box after he's made the victim anyway? Like, logically speaking, wouldn't that probably be the next person to go see him? So she would just find it and turn into the next victim anyway? Like,
I see what you're saying.
Like, it's a bad plan. He wanted to get rid of it, but I don't know if that necessarily means that he was, like, safe from it. Like, if he was just gonna, like, he thought she wasn't there, so he wasn't gonna, like, wait outside until he died or whatever, and then go get the box and put it in his closet for the next person he wants to take out. Like, he was afraid of it. He didn't want it anymore. So he gave it to him, but if he gave it to him because he was like, hey, maybe he'll take him out and I can get my gal back, that's a bad plan, because after he gets axed by Drowning Boxman, wouldn't she logically be the next person to, like, come over and be like, babe, where are you? Make spaghetti with me. And then she would find the box, and then she would be the next drowning box person. Like, if that's actually what he was trying to do, it's a bad plan. Like, well, it's very prone to backfire.
It's interesting too, because if it is the case that, like, he was meaning for home dude to get killed, it's like, then why did he tell him not to go back? That's the one thing that like I didn't think about, like, until
don't bother, stop, like, don't go back after her. Yeah.
And also too, like, yeah, just about him, like, kind of freaking out about it too. It just, again, that was like a writing problem. From a story perspective, it's like, I can get it, and like I can get the emotional beats that are happening, and the tone and the emotion was right. Again, take away all the words, the tone and the emotion, and like that made sense at that moment. But the words that they wrote to that did not make sense, right? So it's like structurally, there are things that, like, when you think about it, it's like, that actually didn't make any sense. But even there were moments when watching it where it was just like you were saying, Tim, it's like, what are you even saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what, at the end of all of this, what did I learn from you? Oh, nothing. Okay, thanks. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the thing too. The dude, he just ended up turning around anyway.
Yeah.
It was so funny because I made a joke about it. because he was saying all that. It was like, no, don't turn back. And then home dude didn't even say anything. He just was like,
he hung up. He was trying to reach him for like forever, and then he finally got him, and then he hung up on him. I almost wish they added like a short scene, like a 10, 15-second scene, or like a 10 to 15-second shot of him in the car trying to drive, but still keep looking at the box. Like trying to focus on like driving and staying on the road, but knowing that he can't actually take his eyes all the way off this box.
Yeah.
Or else it's actually dangerous for him. So I'm like, I can extrapolate maybe that happened, but during the time the box was wrapped and the X was gone, there was plenty of times where no one was looking at it, which leads me to believe that it was not a danger while it was sealed up.
I wasn't thinking about like the logic behind all this stuff, like, oh snap, how did the
I can't help it.
How does the box yada yada? But it's like
there
are certain things where it comes down to like, okay, well, why don't you just XYZ, right? Like that's when your gears start turning of like, okay, but why don't blah blah blah. But by the time you're having those thoughts, the story has progressed along, and there's like tonal shifts that have begun to happen. I hope it led to great success for that team, and that they've continued making more things and have gotten more opportunities because of it. It was really, really well executed. And while there are things that can be improved upon or that could be nitpicked, whatever else, it doesn't detract at all from a solid piece of work.